Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dreams Unlimited Travel Podcast. My name is John Magi.
And I'm Kevin Close.
And we're going to talk to you about, on our recent Royal Caribbean cruise, we did the ultimate dining package. We're going to talk to you about why we took it, how much it was, if we thought it saved us money, and a little bit about the food we ate. First of all, let's start with the fact that we are not in the studio today, obviously. We are in our backyard on our porch in beautiful, sunny Central Florida. So I apologize for the sunglasses. It's a little bit glary out here today, so we don't usually wear sunglasses, but it was just a little too difficult to do it without them.
And we look cool.
We do look very cool, I have to admit. All right, so let's talk about the Ultimate Dining Package. First and foremost, the Ultimate Dining Package is a plan that you can get with Royal Caribbean. It is for the dining, the specialty dining on the ship. It has nothing to do with the regular dining. These are the dining options that cost more money.
Right.
And it is a package. And the package allows you to go to any restaurant you want as many times as you want during the cruise.
Even the a la carte restaurants. Right. Like, for instance, you can go to the sushi place and they give you an amount that you can spend.
Correct. So we don't usually do this. We go to a specialty restaurant every once in a while. We do travel in a suite, so we go to the suite restaurant on the ship. But what happened was we got a special offer. Tell them the special offer, Kevin.
Once you've booked, Royal Caribbean starts sending you emails about things. Buy a soda package, buy a drink package, book your shore excursions.
It's relentless, actually.
Well, I kind of think it's enjoyable because it helps you sort of start planning for your vacation. But one of the things that we were offered was they sent us a discount that you got the Ultimate Dining Package for $199. So we started sort of
$199
per person.
Per person. And what's the regular price?
It's double that.
Right.
So we started reverse engineering it to see, these are the restaurants that we like. Would we get our money's worth out of it? And fairly quickly we realized that it was a pretty good deal.
Yeah, I mean, usually you see them about 40% off or things like that. This happened to be 50% off as long as we booked it 3 days before we cruised. So we decided to take advantage of it. There were 4 of us total traveling together. All 4 of us had it.
Right.
So $199 per person. Sounds like a lot. So we wanted to not only experience it, but we wanted to be able to share with you whether we thought it was worth the money or not.
John kept a tally.
I did, and I've got it right here in my hand, and we'll go through it. So one of the things I do want to point out with this is that the restaurants are based on availability. So you have to be able to get a reservation in order to go to the specialty restaurants. We had no problems getting the exact reservation we wanted for any restaurant.
Ever. Everything was readily available to us.
And some nights, it felt like we were the only people in the restaurants.
I agree.
A couple nights there's us and maybe one other party and one other table full. So that's not something you have to worry about. I realize with something like Disney Cruise Line, there's the Palo, Remy hype, and you get very excited and you can't get in. There was no issue getting into any of the specialty restaurants.
The first night and the second night can be a little crowded, a little crazy because everybody's been trained by Disney that you have to do this 6 months in advance. And what happens is everybody makes a reservation and then they start to realize that you can get a roast beef sandwich on the in Central Park, you can get pizza on the promenade, you can get Johnny Rockets out on the boardwalk. So what happens is everybody makes reservations for the specialty restaurants, and then they realize how many actual choices there are, and that their kids aren't going to want to go sit down, they don't want to stop swimming, they don't want to stop what they're doing. So the reservations kind of open up wide. You get to buy. You know what I mean.
The other thing I want to point out too is with this package, they specifically made us pick a reservation for the first night. I don't know whether that was because they wanted to get us in their system or how it worked, but it was like, you pick a restaurant the first night and we'll do it. And I believe we actually changed our first night restaurant.
We did.
So again, we're going to talk about the fact that we're going to talk about where we ate, when we ate, and how much it would have cost us if we had not had the dining package. So the first place we went to was Izumi.
You have that information.
I do, right in front of me. Right in front of me.
Because I don't have that
I
information.
know, but we went to Izumi. Izumi, explain what Izumi is.
Izumi is the Japanese restaurant on the ship, and half of it is a sushi restaurant, and the other half is a hibachi. There are hibachi tables. We're not fans of the hibachi table, but we are fans of sushi, and we in the other side of the restaurant. Both sides require a reservation.
Now the sushi is a la carte, as Kevin mentioned. It's not a fixed price.
Okay.
So we just ordered like we would have ordered anyway. We didn't order more, we didn't order less. We kind of went, this is what we would normally get, let's get it. We also have been on, this was on the Allure of the Seas. We've also been on the Oasis and the Allure before, and we know Izumi very well, and we know what we like
Right.
at Izumi. So we'll throw up some pictures of our food so you can see what we had, but
That's
again,
a horrible way to say that.
I know, I will place some pictures of food
Thank you.
on the screen so that you can see what we ate. Again, we did not skimp. We ordered what we wanted. I mean, I wouldn't even begin to count how many rolls we had.
I don't want people counting my rolls.
I don't want people count my rolls. I don't know how many pieces of sushi we had, but it was a lot. And again, this is an a la carte restaurant, charged by the piece. If we had paid out of pocket for this, it would have been $87 for both of us for the a la carte sushi.
Now keep in mind that there were 4 of us.
No, this is just our 2 price.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because because we were all 4 of us were on the ultimate dining package. They had to present each room with a bill.
Right.
So Kevin and I got a separate bill from our traveling companions who got their bill. Our bill was $87. I also want to add to that with this, when you go to a specialty restaurant not on the package, there is an 18% gratuity added. So that would have been $87 plus 18%. Since we were on the dining package, we tipped separately. And I'm going to give you all those numbers at the end. I know everyone's very excited that I'm going to give you numbers. So
I'm not excited.
the first night we had sushi. It was incredible. It was delicious. It's so fresh.
It is.
It's incredibly fresh. And again, you're not limited. There's other options if you don't like sushi. There's noodle dishes and
Chicken
soup.
teriyaki and
The other thing I want to say too is the appetizers were all included. So we ordered, appetizers that weren't sushi, like dumplings and
they have something called
oh
firecracker
my god, they're so good.
shrimp firecracker rolls. The problem is that I could just go through orders and orders of them and never eat. They're really good.
Really good. So again, $87 for our first night. Would have been quite a big bill. All right, next night we went to Chops Grill. Now Chops is their steakhouse. We have been to Chops on other cruises. We have been to Chops in the past, and we have not had a good experience with Chops.
I just want to say something before we move on.
Okay.
Izumi was a la carte. Everything you ordered had a price attached to it.
That's what a la carte
That-
means.
It is.
For those of you who don't understand, he's going to explain it.
Chops was not a la carte, jerk. Chops was a per person price no matter what you ordered.
Right. So Chops, again, is a fixed price. Anything on the menu as much as you want. This, again, is their steakhouse, their signature steakhouse. We have eaten there in the past. We've not had a good experience. We actually went to Chops specifically to sort of compare it to past experiences. And I am going to say I had a great experience at Chops this time.
I thought the food was good. I think I've been to a better steakhouse, so it's the bar that's set. I've been to Bull and Bear. We've talked about how much we love that. I don't think there's better. Everything sort of pales in comparison to Bull and Bear, but I will tell you that our server at Chops, the night we were there, made everything better. He was funny, he was engaging, he was charming, and he had timing down perfectly. Our meal went flawlessly. And before you thought, oh, I need another drink, he was there with it. So
In addition to being a steakhouse, they also have some great appetizers. They have one of my favorite appetizers on the ship. It's a wild mushroom soup.
oh my gosh, that's good.
So delicious. They had a fried pork belly appetizer. You got a shrimp cocktail.
And they were huge.
Huge stuff. So once we got to the steak portion of the meal, I didn't think the steaks were great. I've had better steaks. And as a matter of fact, I know, based on experience, that there is a better steak on this ship.
That was surprising. I
Right.
agree with you.
So everything, the appetizers were incredible. They were delicious. The sides were very good. The desserts were delicious. You got a red velvet cake, and there was you had really, really good stuff. The steaks were kind of
The sides come out in small bowls, and they're for sharing. But he would walk by and he'd say, "Oh, you're out of those. Let me get you some more," or just show up with more without us asking for them. They don't serve huge portions. I think probably to cut down on waste. Our waiter was terrific. I couldn't say enough nice things about him.
I agree. Chops, again, is a fixed price menu for no matter what you order. It is $60 per
Oh, I was
person.
wrong.
So it's going to be would have been $120 for both of us to eat. And again, they add an 18% gratuity on top of that.
No, I do have to say the chops, the atmosphere in chops is lovely. It's very high end. It's a luxury restaurant.
Old-fashioned steakhouse.
Old-fashioned steakhouse,
Starkwood.
right? But when you've been on a ship with 5,000 people, that $60 might seem like a lot, but it's a nice respite. It's a smaller, quieter space.
More intimate, yeah.
More intimate. So if that's what you're looking for, and I mean, they have a wine list and things like that. So it's a nice evening.
Our next day, we knew that we were going to have dinner in the suite dining room. It's a perk that comes with booking a suite. We know we like the food there, so we decided that one night of our cruise was definitely going to be in there for dinner. So what we decided to do was we went to Johnny Rockets for lunch. Johnny Rockets is on the dining plan. Johnny Rockets is Johnny Rockets. Hamburgers, hot dogs, French fries, onion rings.
If you're not familiar with Johnny Rockets, it's kind of the 1950s retro diner.
And again, it is a fixed price. So anything you want, order off the menu, and you're going to pay a fixed price. This is $10 per person or $20 for the both of us. In general, Johnny Rockets is a good deal, quote unquote. You know, if that's what you're looking for those great Johnny Rocket burgers, doubles, and smokehouse and things like that. It's a great opportunity to enjoy that.
They grill hot dogs on the grill, and I'd rather have that than a steak anyway. So it's a fun place to go. Plus, you can eat outside, and the day was beautiful. It wasn't overwhelmingly hot. There was a nice breeze, so we ate out. It's out back by the Aqua Theater. Yep. So we ate outside and had a lovely time.
We did.
Something that's not included in the price is if you want a milkshake.
Right. And that's just in general, not because of the dining plan. It's just when you eat at Johnny Rockets, milkshakes are more.
They are, right, but even after the dining plan, they are not included.
Right. So what happens, to add another layer to this, depending on your level, how many times you've cruised on Royal Caribbean, you get perks. And one of the perks you get for a diamond or better traveler, someone who's traveled more often, is we got our milkshakes for free. So not something we were, was a deal breaker or not, but just an interesting little tidbit.
You should go cruising because it's fun and you like to cruise. Don't go cruising for free milkshakes.
Exactly. So again,
I'm sorry.
So you would have had, so this would have been $20, and again, plus an 18% tip. Again, we tipped on top of our, the check came and we just wrote a tip down for everybody. So let's move on to the next night. The next night was Giovanni's Table. This is the specialty Italian restaurant.
Now, I have to go back 1 second.
That was a special effect. That was a filter I did. I don't know what happened.
I think he swallowed the filter. We were supposed to have our Giovanni's restaurant the night of Johnny Rockets. We were supposed to go to Giovanni's. And at breakfast that morning, they said to us, "Are you coming to dinner here tonight?" Because we would eat breakfast in the suite restaurant. The suite restaurant is called Coastal Kitchen. And we said we didn't plan to have dinner there. They said it's lobster night.
That's right.
Right.
That's why we didn't eat at a specialty restaurant. That's right. It was lobster night.
It was lobster night at the suite restaurant. So
it was really good too.
It was.
It was. I'm not a huge lobster fan. It was really good lobster.
It was. It's the The sweet restaurant works where they have one side of the menu is classics, they call it. It's steak, it's chicken, it's salmon, it's a vegetarian entree. And the other side is the menu of the day. And it changes day to day, and there's appetizers on both sides, and you can pick and choose however you want to do. But it's a restaurant that it's only available to guests who stay in suites. Doesn't matter what level of you're at. It doesn't matter if you're a diamond or a ruby or tinfoil. It doesn't matter as long as you're in a suite. And suite guests can invite other guests occasionally.
Okay, so let's not muddy the waters with suite information. Let's stick to the restaurants.
I'm trying not to
especially
eat sweets. Keep going.
All right. So Giovanni's Table, their signature Italian restaurant. Again, this is a fixed price, your price per person restaurant. You can order anything you want, as much as you want off the menu, and you're only paying one price. Again, Italian food. So we have been to Giovanni's Table before.
Many times.
Many times.
It's usually our favorite.
Exactly. And unfortunately, it looks like they've changed the menu.
They've dumbed it down a lot.
Yeah. So some of the things we were looking forward to weren't on the menu. Still very good food. You know, an antipasto. What else did they have for appetizers? I forget.
They used to have two appetizers that they
Don't
don't
say what
have
they
anymore,
used to have. People
and
don't
we
know
missed
that.
them. There were soups, salads.
Oh yeah, they made a ribollita, which we didn't agree was a ribollita. You
It
know,
was vegetable soup with croutons in
Right.
it. That's not ribollita.
but go ahead. Say what you're gonna say.
They had a mozzarella caprese salad. Not mozzarella, just a caprese salad that was killer.
So this is a restaurant I know has a better steak than Chops Grill.
I agree.
I ordered the steak this night, and oh my goodness, was it delicious. It was an incredible piece of meat. So while I missed the other things that were offered, I wish they still had the things we liked, I very much enjoyed this. I believe you guys all got pasta. Did you get pasta? Oh, you got chicken parm? I don't know.
I got a chicken
you were.
dish, and then they have full orders of pasta, but they encourage you to try them, so you can order a much smaller portion. So what we did was we each found a pasta that we liked, so instead of each ordering it, and you can because you can have anything you want, but you know, you don't really want to be wasteful. Nobody wants to throw food away. So we each got a much smaller portion, which equaled one portion of pasta, and we split it.
Again, we've had better experiences at Giovanni's Table on other cruises. I enjoyed my steak very much. It was a nice evening. I wish they would have stuck with the old menu.
And they have these little miniature cannolis for dessert. They're kind of dangerous.
And the other weird thing about Giovanni's Table is that the pricing is a little bit odd. It's $47 per person. So for the two of us, it would have been $94 if we weren't on the Ultimate Dining Package. Again, plus their 18%. We tip separately on this one.
Now, I have to say, these prices, we would pick and choose which restaurants we go to. We would not eat in a specialty restaurant every night because there's a lot out there. There's a lot of options out there. We did this because of the half price sale, and we decided to see what we would do with it.
We did this for you. Those of you at home, we did this because we wanted to talk to you about it.
We're givers.
We're very much, you know, oh, there are the dogs. It's all about us treating you very well.
The dogs are protecting us from the mail lady.
If that. All right, so moving on to our next night. Our next night was 150 Central Park. This is the Royal Caribbean's fanciest restaurant, I would say. They tend to have food that's on the fancy side. In the past, we did not enjoy 150 Central Park.
No, it was a lot of foam and just all the stuff that we don't enjoy. The very fanciful touches that are, in my opinion, don't add anything to your dining experience. As a matter of fact, we stopped going there because it was, I use the expression frou-frou. It was a lot of frou-frou food. However, we had the dining package, so we decided to give it a chance. And it turned out to be our favorite meal on the ship.
Really did. This is a case where the change of the menu made the restaurant better.
Right. In this instance, dumbing down the menu a little bit and taking off the ridiculous chefy touches made the food better. it made the meal exquisite. It was lovely. As a matter of fact, I'm going to jump ahead. We were supposed to go back to Giovanni's Table, which is always our favorite restaurant, and because we had run through them, that was going to be our last night, and we changed our Giovanni's restaurant to 150 Park.
That is correct. Again, they had a nice selection of appetizers. They had this spare rib appetizer that was unbelievable. They had a lobster thermidor.
I didn't know what that was.
We didn't know what it was. We had to ask.
It was like something they ate on Bewitched. It was something from the 60s.
It's something the Howells ordered on Gilligan's Island.
It was not something I run across in restaurants very often.
So we tried that. It was absolutely incredible. It was a delicious dish.
If you don't know what it is, they split the lobster in half and they grill it, and they put some sauce and cheese on top of it and run it under a broiler. It was delicious. A very fancy name for that, but
they had, I forget exactly what else they had. They had some kind of chicken dish, I remember.
They have a cocktail at 150 Park.
Oh yeah, this was a big deal.
And I don't drink. I don't ever order cocktails, but it's a cucumber martini. And it comes in a very special glass. It comes in the bottom looks like a Bud vase. It's a round circle with ice in it. And then this triangular, it's like the top of a martini glass without the stem, and they set it down in the ice. And I don't know if I like the cocktail or the presentation, but I get one every time I go there.
Now, cocktails are not included in the specialty dining, but I will say this. We got two, one for Kevin, one for someone else we were traveling with, and at the end of the meal, they did not charge us for it.
And we told them about it. We said we had those cocktails, and they said it's on us.
Yeah, so that was a very nice surprise. So 150 Central Park, this one is $45 per person, so it would have been $90 for the two of us.
Right.
I thought this was, again, more than worth it for the full price. And like you said, we changed the reservation to go back another night.
Going back to Chops, the decor in Chops is very clubby, very classic, a nice evening. The food, I think, in 150 Park was better. However, the decor is a little Haunted Mansion. You can sit on sofas. You can sit in these Morticia Addams chairs.
We thought we picked the sofa because we thought, well, this looks like it might be the most comfortable for us.
Right. However, that put the dining table here.
Exactly.
All we could see with the people we were traveling with was their eyes and their eyebrows. So the next time we went, we asked to sit at the table with regular chairs.
The only way you can get out was like with a winch and a ladder and a French clown.
Getting out of the sofa included rolling.
Right. And they kept saying, well, here, sit on pillows. No.
I'm kind of old for a phone book. The food was wonderful.
Really
and the
was
service
really
was wonderful.
And we learned a lesson because the next time we went back, we chose different seating, and it was fantastic.
However, the night we were there, we had already eaten at Giovanni's, and we said to them while we were there, we were going to go to Giovanni's for our final meal on the cruise, and we found you guys, and there's other things that we would like to try. We probably went back and ordered the same thing again, but you know us. So they made a reservation for the last night, and we canceled Giovanni's.
True. All right, so our next night, we actually went back to Izumi. Izumi is one of our favorite places to eat, so we knew we were going to eat there twice. A la carte again. This time, we actually spent more money.
Hard to believe, huh?
Hard to believe. For the two of us, we spent $108. I kind of blame our waiter for this. He recommended a sushi at the end of the night that it looked like it was like a Swiss roll. It looked like it was like a meatloaf. It was so big.
Instead of being, a regular little sushi roll that you can pop in your mouth, this was probably 6 times the size of that. And it was expensive, and it was...
He ranted and raved about it. It was his favorite sushi, and we should have it, and we should try it. So we ordered it, and quite frankly, I think we took one bite of it. It was horrible. And
there was you needed a knife and fork for this sushi.
Yeah.
It was probably... Each piece was the diameter of a softball. It was big, and it was unwieldy, and we were full, so it was kind of... a lot of it went uneaten, which, as I said, I hate wasting stuff, but I feel like we were talked into this.
But we ate everything else. We ordered pretty much the same sushi we had from the other night with a couple of tweaks and changes here and there. Delicious, absolutely fantastic. This night, Izumi was packed. Every table was full. There was people everywhere. So
Large parties. And a lot of the officers were eating in Izumi.
So $108 for the two of us. Again, it would not have been that much had we not been talked into that role. And again, our final night, Kevin mentioned we were going to go back to Giovanni's table. We went back to 150 Central Park, ordered a little bit differently, tweaked our ordering a little bit.
Right.
And again, this would have been $45 per person or another $90 for the two of us. So these are not inexpensive places to eat. We would have eaten in some of them anyway if we didn't have a package.
We would have eaten in the Sweet Restaurant, Coastal Kitchen more often. And the only dinner that we didn't eat in a specialty restaurant was the night they had lobster night. So
I also want to point out too, lobster night was ship-wide.
Right.
It wasn't just for the Sweet Restaurant. It just happened to be the night they were serving lobster.
It was lobster for everyone in the dining room and the Sweet Restaurant. It was not lobster night in the specialty restaurants.
Exactly. So again, we saw this promotion. It was going to be half price. It was something we had never done before. We had never done the ultimate dining package before. We had done the ones where you get like 3 restaurants
at a discount
for $99 or whatever it was. Right. But we felt that 50% off, doing something we've never done before, having been on a ship we've been on before, sounded like a great idea.
Plus, we knew we would talk about this and tell you what we thought of it.
Again, I did it for you. So let me give you my totals here. Okay, so
you've all been waiting, right?
The regular price of a dining package is $399 per person.
Correct.
The ultimate dining package. That's a lot of money. We got it for $199.
Half price.
Per person, half price. So, and again, in addition to, I'm sorry, I'm going to go back in. So for the two of us, it was $398 for the two of us. Adding up all of the places where we ate, just the cost, not factoring in a tip or anything, it was $609 in total cost for those meals.
That's if we were paying out of pocket.
We were paying out of pocket, didn't have this special plan, $609 versus $398. So then and there's a savings, and I thought was absolutely worth doing. If the restaurants would have added their 18% gratuity, the total that would have been out of pocket for us would have been $718 and change. So that's the bill we would have gotten at the end of our cruise for all of our specialty dining had we not done this package, was $718 and change. Now again, we paid for two of us $398 for the package. We tipped along the way at every restaurant for a total of $135 in tips. And our final cost with our tips turned out to be $533. So without the dining package, taking into consideration tips, $718. With this ultimate dining package at the reduced price, $533. So a bit of a savings there for sure. I don't know that I would do the ultimate dining package at the full price.
I was just going to say, I think there's some caveats to this. John's told you the cost and the benefits. I don't know that I would do this again. I know I wouldn't do it at the regular price. I think this is fun if you've cruised a lot and you're looking to do something different. I mean, we literally were spoiled rotten every night. But it's not usually the way we cruise. It's not usually the way we eat. We did this because of the half price sale and because we thought, let's go back and talk about it and tell other people, because we get questions on this quite a bit.
I agree. I thought it was a good opportunity for us to do that. So I'm glad we did it. Again, I'm happy that we saved money. $180 is what I consider the savings to be for not any additional work, for not sacrificing anything. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, we have to eat there. We ate there anyway.
Now,
we had a good time.
If you're going on a cruise, I would suggest you try one of these. It's a very different experience than the main dining rooms. Pick one and just try it. It's a nice, quieter evening. You are not in with a huge amount of people. It's a more individualized service, and you're treated well.
I want to point out too, the most common thing that they do is they offer a 3-night specialty dining package on your cruise. So again, you only get there for 3 nights, but you get to choose which restaurant you want to go to. And a lot of times they are still selling this when you get on the cruise at a discounted rate.
Now, if you book it in advance, they're going to ask you to pick a restaurant for your first night. And one of your nights would be the first night you get on the ship. If you don't want to pick a first night, and the first night can be kind of hectic. You're getting on the ship, you're traveling, you're getting there, you're getting on the ship, you're going through your muster drill, and now you have to go back and change your clothes for dinner. You can wait until you get on the ship and book this. They're standing literally at every elevator bay trying to sell it to you. And then pick your restaurants that way. But it's three restaurants of your choice for $99. So as you can see, some of these restaurants, Chops was $120. So if it's $99 a person and you decide you want to go to Chops, there's $60 of your $99.
Yep. So again, we enjoyed it. We thought it was a great experience to do. We're glad we got it at a discount. We definitely saved money. There's no question about it that we saved money. Now, before we go, I want to do a little bonus content here that I didn't tell Kevin about.
Bonuses.
I know we haven't covered, so he's surprised. We have said in the past that we don't go to shows on cruises.
Oh.
So in general, we have our own thing we do. We go to the casino and we enjoy a bunch of different stuff. But on this particular cruise, they were putting on the musical Mamma Mia. We'd seen Mamma Mia many times. We know we love the music.
The movie.
We thought, let's give it a shot.
This was on a Saturday. It was a sea day. There wasn't a lot going on, and we decided, let's go see Mamma Mia.
We thought, worst case scenario, it was terrible. We'll just walk out. Maybe we'll enjoy it just because we like the music and we know the story. That would be enough. So what was our impression of Mamma Mia?
I understand that 2 cruises before we sailed, they had a complete cast change. They brought in a fresh cast to do it. And I would consider the singing Broadway caliber.
I really do.
These were some spectacular singers.
Especially the lead woman was unbelievable.
And Mamma Mia is not a real dense story.
It's true.
It's not a real thick plot.
It's not a thinker.
No. So, but it was kind of light and breezy. And as I said, we know the words to every song. So kind of, there's no real thought process in it. And they did it with an intermission. And we all said, yeah, I want to go back and see the rest of it. And we all thoroughly enjoyed it. So it was one of those things where we learned a lesson. I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that we liked the music in Mamma Mia, but the performers were really, really good.
I thought the staging was great. I thought the
staging is very simple, so yeah.
But I mean, they did have a good job at it. They
Exactly,
could have just
I agree.
throw up cardboard cutouts and been at that. I mean, it was a full-on stage.
This is not Eugene O'Neill, it's Mamma Mia. Yeah. So it's, there's this little one thing in the middle that spins, and it's the restaurant, and it's her hotel, and it's her bedroom, and it's her house, and it's one piece. I have no complaints. I can't say a bad thing about it. I thought it was great.
I thought it was great too. So just want to give you that little bit of extra information. We say we don't usually go to sea shows. If you're on a Royal Caribbean ship and they are showing Mamma Mia, we highly recommend.
Yeah, I'm going to put in something that John doesn't know about.
Oh no, I hate surprises.
We did go see the ice show, which was based on the game Monopoly.
Oh my God.
And 4 adults sat there thinking, do you know what's going on?
It was really bad.
There were skating seahorses, and there was a skating octopus. And if you go for the skating, it's an ice show on a cruise ship.
No. They fell down more times than I would have fallen down.
They did fall down a lot.
They kept tripping and falling and not doing like stunts. No, they would just fall.
Right. And it was all supposedly based on the game Monopoly. And there was a thimble, but then there was an octopus and a seahorse.
But do you know what the whole thing was? It was Monopoly based on the allure of the seas. So they rolled the dice, and at one point they landed on Giovanni's table. So they did a skating thing about Giovanni's table. And another time they landed on the casino. I know you didn't get I can tell by the look on your face.
You got way more. This was your Gene O'Neill.
Oh my gosh.
This was thick and dense.
Oh my gosh, it was so bad. It was so bad.
And as we were leaving, they kept saying, we're going to do a different show on Thursday. I said, okay, we'll be back. Bye.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
We didn't go back.
it was just incredibly bad. So, enjoyed Mamma Mia, did not enjoy the ice show, enjoyed very much our specialty dining, especially with the ultimate dining package. So if you're on a Royal Caribbean ship, you should take advantage of that. If you're already booked through Dreams Unlimited Travel with Royal Caribbean and you're interested in looking at the ultimate dining package or any dining package, get in touch with your Dreams Unlimited Travel agent. He or she will definitely be able to give you details and help you along the way with that process.
And watch for an email.
Yep. And if you are not booked with Dreams Unlimited Travel and you'd like to book with us for a Royal Caribbean sailing or any cruise sailing for that matter, you can contact your agent directly or you can write to me, john@dreamsunlimitedtravel.com, and I will make sure that I get your email and your information to the agent, appropriate agent for this. I am distracted because I think Kevin's going to get the dog and has probably messed up the sound. All right.
Sam likes being in the movies.
All right, Samson's going to say goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you very much for watching and listening. We really appreciate it. We hope you have a great week, and we hope you have a great vacation.
Sam says bye.